All right, so imagine you're just a regular teenager living on an island, minding your own business, and then bam, you end up having to fight a literal monster whose hair is made of snakes, and if you even look at her, you turn to stone. So that's basically what happened to Perseus, and honestly, the story's absolutely wild. Let's get into it. So Perseus is living with his mom, Danae, on this island called Seriphos. And everything's pretty chill, but then there's this king, King Polydectes, and this guy's a total creep. He's obsessed with Perseus's mom, but Perseus is always around protecting her, which is getting in the way of the king. So Polydectes comes up with this plan. He throws this huge party, tells everyone, hey, bring me horses as gifts, etc., etc. And Perseus and his mom are broke. They don't have horses, they barely have anything. So at the party, the king calls Perseus out in front of everyone. So, Perseus, where are your horses? Just straight up trying to embarrass him. And Perseus, probably feeling the pressure and trying not to look weak, says something he immediately regrets. I don't have horses, but I'll bring you any gift you want, even the head of Medusa. Everyone goes silent. The king just smiles, because Perseus basically just volunteered for a suicide mission. Very convenient for his love interest. Okay, so quick pause. If you don't know who Medusa is, let me paint you a picture. She's one of three sisters, called the Gorgons, and she's the only one who can actually die. She lives in this nightmare cave at literally the edge of the world. Here's the thing that makes her absolutely terrifying. She has snakes for hair. Living, hissing, venomous snakes in her face. So hideous that if you make eye contact with her, even for a split second, you instantly turn into a stone statue. Done. Game over. And get this, around her cave, there are just dozens of stone statues of warriors who tried to kill her and failed. It's like the ultimate warning sign that says, turn back now. So yeah, Perseus just promised to bring back her head. No problems, of course. Not his smartest moment. But here's where things get interesting. Perseus isn't just some random guy. He's actually the son of Zeus, the king of the gods. So when word gets out that Zeus's kid just signed up for a certain death, a couple of gods decide to help him out. First, Athena, goddess of wisdom, shows up. She's like, look, I can't fight Medusa for you, but here's a pro tip. She gives him this polished bronze shield that's so shiny it works like a mirror. Never look directly at her, Athena says. Use the reflection in the shield. That's the only way you survive this. Then Hermes, the messenger god, rolls up with even more gear. Winged sandals so Perseus can fly, a super sharp sword that can cut through anything, and the special bag to safely carry Medusa's head once he cuts it off. But Perseus still needs one more thing. A way to sneak up on her without being seen. For that, he needs the cap of invisibility. Problem is, it's guarded by these three creepy old ladies called the Grey Sisters. Okay, so the Grey Sisters are bizarre. These three old women have been ancient since forever, and they share one eye between them. They literally pass it back and forth, so each one can see. Perseus watches them for a bit, and when one sister takes the eye out to hand it to another, he just snatches it out of the air. The sisters start freaking out, give it back, and Perseus is like, tell me where to find the cap of invisibility, and I will give you your eye back. Singular. They don't have much choice, so they tell him. Perseus keeps his word, gives the eye back, because even though he's about to go fight a monster, he's not a total jerk about it. So Perseus grabs the cap of invisibility from some nymphs, puts on his winged sandals, and literally flies across the ocean to the edge of the world. As he gets closer to Medusa's cave, everything just feels a little bit off. No birds, no plants, nothing alive. Just silence and these creepy stone statues everywhere of the people caught in their last moments of pure terror. Perseus lands, puts on the invisibility cap, and starts sneaking towards the cave. His heart is pounding. He's holding up the shield, only looking at the reflection, not looking directly at anything. This is it. This is the moment. So he walks in, and he sees her in the reflection of his shield. Medusa is sleeping in the darkest corner of the cave, and even in the reflection, she's absolutely horrifying. The snakes on her head are moving, hissing. Her claws look like they could shred steel. It's not looking good. Perseus knows he's got exactly one shot at this. If he makes a sound, she wakes up. If he looks at her directly, he's a statue. So he moves as slowly and quietly as possible, watching only her reflection. He positions himself right above her, raises the sword Hermes gave him, and in one clean strike, he cuts her head clean off. The snakes hiss one last time, and then silence. Perseus quickly grabs the head by the snake hair, shoves it in the magic bag without looking at it, and thinks, okay, that actually worked. But then he hears this roar from deep in the cave. Oh no, this nightmare just never ends. Medusa has two sisters who are immortal and can't be killed, and they come charging in. They can't see Perseus because of the invisibility cap, but they know someone just killed their sister, and they are furious. Perseus doesn't stick around to chat. He sprints out of the cave, jumps into the air, and the wing sandals kick in, and he's flying up and away while Medusa's sisters are screaming below him, totally unable to follow. As he's flying back across the world, something crazy happens. Drops of Medusa's blood are dripping from the bag. When they hit the Libyan desert, they turn into venomous snakes. When they hit the ocean, they become red coral. Even dead, this monster's blood is doing pretty magical stuff. So on his way home, Perseus looks down and sees something that makes him stop. There's this woman chained to a rock by the ocean, and there's this massive sea monster swimming towards her. Her name is Andromeda, and basically her parents made Poseidon, the sea god, really mad. As punishment, Poseidon sent this monster to destroy this whole kingdom unless they sacrifice their daughter, which is messed up, but that's Greek mythology for you. So Perseus flies down, makes a quick deal with her parents. I'll save her, but then I get to marry her. So like, deal, just please save our daughter. So Perseus flies at the sea monster with his sword ready. Monster opens its huge jaws to eat him, and Perseus just pulls out Medusa's head. The monster looks at it, instantly turns to stone, and sinks to the bottom of the ocean. He frees Andromeda, and they actually fall in love, but he's still got unfinished business back home. So onward we go. Perseus finally gets back to Seriphos. He finds out that King Polydectes has been trying to force his mom to marry him this whole time. The wedding is literally about to happen. So Perseus bursts into the palace right in the middle of everything. Says, "Hey Polydectes, I'm back and I got your gift." The king laughs at him, exclaims that he's supposed to be dead and that there's no way he actually pulled it off. Perseus claims he never fails, and then pulls Medusa's head out of the bag and holds it up high. The king and all his terrible friends look at the Gorgon's face, and one by one, of course, they all turn to stone, frozen forever with shocked expressions on their faces. Perseus saves his mom, quest complete. So what happens to Perseus after all this? He gives Medusa's head to Athena, who puts it on her shield as a symbol of protection. He marries Andromeda and becomes king. And by all accounts, he's actually pretty good at it. And then later, when he dies, Zeus puts him in the stars as a constellation. So what's the lesson here? Sometimes you say something stupid and end up having to fight a monster, but with courage, some clever thinking, and maybe a little bit of help from your friends, or in this case, literal gods, you can actually pull it off. Even when everyone thinks you're going to fail, even when the odds are completely against you, you can still win. And that's the story of how a teenager with a big mouth defeated the most terrifying monster in Greek mythology and became an absolute legend. Pretty cool, right? Stay tuned for the next story.